waiting for anybody because this is just sort of an unexpected thing because I dropped the ball yesterday. Life happens. I've got a heater on because it's really, really cold here, so I hope that's not making too much noise. So life has been kind of messy lately for us. Just a lot of stuff going on. So I get a little off, right? And we all do. And the downside for me is when I get off is that I'm not available live. But the upside of you for when you get off is that all of these are archived and you can do anything any day, right? Any day or imagine that. So just to give it a little bit of a Sunday vibe, I'm going to do just a little gentle stretch this morning. It may or may not be an hour. Like I said, life is a little busy right now. So yeah, that's it. Remember just to listen to your body. So if you do want a vigorous practice, this is not it. I put in the little notes that this was a gentle class or something like that. Anyway, yeah, so if you need something a little more intense, this isn't the one for you. But if you're looking for just a little gentle stretch, which sometimes is exactly what we need, right? That's what we're going to do. So go ahead and sit on your mat if you're not already. And now, socks, man, it's that cold. So find a comfortable seat. Sitting upright on the pelvis, lifting your pelvic floor, lower belly in and upward, tall through the sides, but try to relax through your hips and shoulders. Extending out the crown of your head so your neck feels really long. And the ears are over the shoulders, so if you tend to hold your head forward, bring those ears back. If there's something that's a little stiff this morning, give it a little extra second as we practice. Bringing that same awareness to your breath, just allow yourself to observe the natural ebb and flow of the breath. And then just kind of check in. Is it shallow? Is it quick? Do you feel like the inhales and exhales are even? And as soon as you start examining it pretty much, your brain pretty much takes it a little bit slower. So allow that to occur, expanding each breath. Bringing your mind and body to the practice. Sometimes that takes a little longer. So as you're ready, let's go ahead and extend the arms out to the sides. With the next inhale, we're going to stretch them up. And then exhale them back down. Again, like that. And once more. Coming back up. Exhaling the right hand to the mat. Give yourself a little tip. Take a nice long stretch up this left side. Big breath. And with the next inhale, we're going to come back up to the top and switch over to the left. Nice deep breath here. And then back up to the top. Over to the right again, maybe a little bit deeper stretch this time. Back to center. And then to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to release. Let's bring the right hand to the left knee and the left hand behind the back, giving yourself just an easy little twist to the left here. Stay rooted on the pelvis, tall through the spine. Just kind of check out where your spine likes to turn and where's a little rotate. We're going to release that. Come on back to center. Do the same thing on the second side. And then come on back to center again. So let's go to the first side. Right hand to the left knee. Left hand behind the back. Using that to help you sit a little taller. Rotating from the belly button, side ribs, that shoulder, and then maybe looking over the shoulder. So you feel a little bit more even through the spine. Remembering, sit really, really tall. Take nice deep breaths. Releasing that to the middle, same thing on the second side. So again, that more even twist of the spine. It doesn't have to be big. It's probably deeper than before, but maybe not. Listen to your body. We're all different. Each day is different. And then we're going to release that side. Coming back to center. So let's bring the soles of the feet together. Heels in toward the groin, just releasing into that inner thigh a little bit, sitting nice and tall. So this might be plenty of stretch for you. Hang on to the ankles, keeping the spine tall. You can use your elbows as your inner thighs to help them gently move toward the floor. Nice and easy. Maybe you can hinge forward, think belly button to heels. Maybe. And try not to just round over and flop. So you can keep your spine nice and neutral. We'll take another big breath. With an inhale, we're coming back up again. And let's extend the legs. So flexing the feet hip bone distance apart, sitting nice and tall. Let's reach the arms. Hinging from the hip, come forward. When you can't hinge any further, let your hands fall. You can hold them out if you want to, but it's work. Sometimes we work and sometimes not, less. So the shoulders are down and back. Feel like you're leaning toward your chest rather than your head or your shoulders. And just gently feel the stretch in the hamstrings. Especially if it's cold and early where you are. Just take it easy. Let the stretch happen. Taking one more big breath. With the inhale, come on back up. And release the arms. So let's open the feet, come into a straddle, and don't worry about why. I'm not really long on Facebook. So opening into that straddle, sitting nice and tall. Sorry, you guys, I don't know what happened. So we're still in that straddle. And again, don't worry about how wide the feet are. Just feel a nice little stretch in the inner thigh here. The spine stays tall, the feet stay flexed. Let's go ahead and lift the arms again, inhale. This time rotate your belly toward the right leg and then fold here. So again, when you can't hinge any further from the hip, just let the hands fall. The feet are still flexed. Sometimes that left foot wants to do other things. Staying rooted on the pelvis, nice and tall through your spine. Take another deep breath here. And with the next inhale, we're coming back up again. Rotate the belly toward the left leg and do the same thing here, hinging forward. Big full breaths. And with the next inhale here, we're coming back up. rotating and releasing the arms. So let's take that right hand and we're gonna pin it underneath the left thigh here. Reach the left arm up and we're hinging over toward these toes, but forget the toes. See about bringing the elbow to the inner thigh. And if you can hit the floor, great. What we want to feel is that the shoulders are stacked. They might not be exactly, right? But we don't want to be rotating toward the floor. In your mind, anyway, rotate toward the ceiling. This left arm can be extended over the ear. It can be back on your hip. It can be wherever you need it to be. Take one more breath. Bring it on back to center. And then release. So the left hand then underneath the right thigh, reaching the right arm up. We're hinging over toward the left toes. Try to bring that elbow to the floor more than the hand to the toes. It might certainly touch them, right? But this doesn't really count. So just listen to your body and don't worry about what something looks like. Feel aligned in the pose and find your stretch. Everyone's a little different. One side is different than another. These things are normal. Next inhale, we're coming back up to the top. And release both hands to center. So still sitting up nice and tall, still keeping the feet wide. If you can go wider now that we've been here for a minute, feel free. We're going to hinge forward. So again, belly button to the floor. And again, just take your time, find the stretch. And sometimes once you sit there, you can move in a little deeper. Let's go one more big breath. And with an inhale, we're coming back up again. And we'll bring the feet back in. You wiggle around a little bit. And we're going to come over into hands and knees. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Just do a little cat-cow as we begin here. So inhale the belly toward the floor. Exhale around the spine toward the ceiling. Take a few more flows like that. Once more in each direction. And then just find the middle. So you can move into a lunge from an all fours position, depending on how gentle you want to keep this. Otherwise, let's go ahead and make our way toward down dog. Hands forward a bit, coming off the knees and lifting the hips. So as always, just let yourself kind of shift. Bicycle the heels, shift through your shoulders. You can move forward and back if you like. Settling into your down dog for a moment. Press through those heels. Don't worry if they don't touch the floor. Just stretch. Push away from the floor with your hands. Chest back toward the thighs. And so, yeah, from all fours if you need to, or down dog here, we're going to step the left foot forward and come to a lunge. So go ahead and drop the right knee. Bring the left ankle over the left knee, under the left knee. And then wiggle yourself around a little bit. Moving through that hip, wake it up. And then find a center. Imagine pulling your legs toward each other so the hips square up. And then take that left leg straight, fish. Shoulders are back, again, kind of leading forward with the chest. We've stretched out our hamstrings, so if you're ready for it, flexing the foot back gives a little extra. Pressing the heel down into the floor gives a little extra. And then that idea of pulling the legs toward each other really activates it. So again, if straight is enough, you're good, you're done. Go ahead and bend back into the knee. Sink in through the hips. Keeping the chest lifted, go ahead and bring your left hand to your hip and rotate around into our twist. So think belly button, side ribs, shoulder, maybe your face. And then we'll go ahead and release that. Taking the leg straight again. So looking for a deeper stretch if you're ready for it. And then bending back into the knee, shifting low and through the hips. Sink them as low as they can go. Still keep that idea of pulling the legs toward each other and climb up on this left thigh, bringing the upper body a bit more vertical. And you can continue to just lift the body vertical. Try to keep the hips low, backing out is a little cheap. Can't think of a better word right now. Anyway, keep the upper body vertical as much as you can. You can even take it into a bit of a back bend if that's you. The arms can reach up, stay on the thigh, interlace behind your back, wherever you want. Take another nice big breath. And then we're gently going to release that. Making our way back into your down dog. Give yourself a second here. And then we'll step the right foot forward. Dropping the back knee. Align the heel and ankle here. Knee and ankle. Wiggling around into the hips on this side. Finding that center, pulling the legs toward each other, taking the right leg straight when you're ready. So same idea, just look for the stretch. Subtract to make it right for you at this moment. Bending into the knee, sink low. Keep the chest lifted, bring the right hand to the hip, and rotate around here. Let's release it. Take the leg straight again. And again, add on. Make it more or less challenging. And we'll bend back into the knee. Keep the hips nice and low as we lift the upper body. Hang on, let go, extend the arms, interlaced. And just finding what needs to happen for you today. And then releasing all of that. Lift the back knee, and here we're going to walk the hands around into the middle of the straddle. So for right now, toes are going to point forward, even on the four corners of the feet. Make it as wide or narrow as you need. Whether you touch the floor or not doesn't necessarily matter. So finding your place, toes again pointing forward here. Sorry. And then bending the knees if you need, take your index and middle fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Legs straight if they can go straight, elbows out to the sides to keep the chest leading forward, or down or backward or however, whatever direction it is. Take another big breath. And release the toes. Interlacing the fingers behind the lower back. Pull the shoulders toward each other and stretch the knuckles away. So straight down your back, up off your back, toward the ceiling, overhead, wherever your arms go. One more nice big breath here. And then release. Instead of having your toes point forward, turn them out to the sides a little bit. And then you can adjust as you go. With the exhale here, we're going to bend into the right knee and shift over to the right. And then inhale, come back to center and switch to the left. So just like that, side to side. When you bend the knee, you want the knee over the ankle, toes pointing in the same direction as the knee. So you might have to open or close your feet. Rotate them in or out. Let's go one more time on each side like that. When you're through, back to center. We're going to walk the hands back around toward the right foot, into the lunge and down dog. So from down dog, go ahead and drop down to your knees and take a child's pose. Remember, your child's pose can have the arms extended forward or back by your heels, whatever works best. And then from your child's pose here, let's go ahead and slide forward out onto the belly. So feeling aligned here, let the legs extend long behind you, keeping your toenails on the floor for right now. We're going to take the arms down by the sides of the body. And you can leave them down by the sides, or you can interlace behind your back if that's your preference here. Either one works. We want to keep the feet on the floor, press the pelvis down into the mat, and then inhale and roll the shoulders up by the ears together on the back and down toward the hip bones. So the chest just curls away from the floor. The arms can reach back for those toes, heels, wherever. Take a couple of nice big breaths, and if you find you rise and fall with your breath, let that happen. We tend to make the upper belly very tight here. Let's release it. Make a little pillow for your head with your hands. And then either your forehead or your chin rests on that pillow. And we use just the lower body this time. Spreading the toes wide, extend the big toe toward the wall behind you. I'm just gonna feel the muscles in your legs kick in. Keep the tailbone turning toward the floor, and then use your hamstrings to lift your legs. Now, of course, your glutes are helping, but try to really engage those hamstrings. We'll release it. And then we're gonna put that all together. So the arms bent by your sides or interlaced behind your back. The pelvis rooting down into the floor. Keep your lower back nice and long. We roll our shoulders to curl the chest. We extend through the big toes to lift the legs. And again, just let yourself kind of rock with the breath if that's where you're at. And then release it back to the floor. Turning your cheek to that little pillow, turn your toes toward each other and just gently rock back and forth, releasing your back. And then really, really difficult here, roll over onto your back. Toughest part is that you have to wiggle back to your mat. All right, so find alignment on your back. The feet can be flat or the legs can be extended, however you like. And then just let your spine, your shoulders, your pelvis just kind of sink into the floor, your heels, if that's where you are. Just rest back and feel heavy and relaxed for a second. If the legs are extended, go ahead and take the feet flat. And then gently, let's bring those knees into the chest. I'm gonna rock just a little bit. Releasing the feet to the floor. Let's cross the left ankle over the right knee. Keeping that left knee open intensifies the stretch. Taking the hands back behind the right thigh and releasing the fingers. And then just gently drawing that leg in. You can use the left elbow to press that leg away a bit. Keep the arms pulling in. Use the leg to kind of kick back into the hands. Leveling the pelvis. Try to rest your shoulders back. And then releasing it. Taking both feet flat to the floor. Switching so the right ankle is over the left knee. And then the same thing, reaching back behind the left leg. Pressing the right leg forward. As much or as little as you like. Keep drawing in with the arms, press back with the leg. And then release it. Both feet flat. Let's open the arms out into a T position. And then your option, whether you just let the knees fall right, whether you shift the hips left and then let the knees fall right. You can leave your knees bent, cross your legs, take them straight. Whatever floats your boat. Rest your shoulders back, looking over the left hand if you like. Taking just a few more nice big breaths here. And then we bring the knees back up to center. Shift the hips or not. And let the legs fall to the left. So whatever version you did on the first side, start there with the second side. You may need something a little bit different, but start in the same place and then see. Take a few more nice big breaths. We'll gently make our way back up to the middle. One more time, drawing the knees into the chest and just getting in a little rock. Squeeze those knees in good and tight. Pull the forehead toward the knees and give yourself a squeeze. Releasing that out into a full body stretch. Release the stretch. Bring your arms back down by your sides and find comfortable. So that includes temperature. And if it's cold where you are, maybe grab a blanket. Make it warmer. Grab your socks. Whatever that might be. And then rest the spine. Rest your shoulders, your pelvis, your heels. Release your breath. And let your body rest, keeping the mind present and quiet. Just a few more minutes. Are of course welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. But if you're ready, gently make your way up to seated. Sitting well. Bringing the palms to touch. Namaste. So even when you have a short practice, you really want to take a few moments at the end, just to kind of let it all kind of soak in, right? Take effect. And it feels good too. So if it's a little longer practice, you're going to take a little longer to absorb. If it's just shorter practice, take a little shorter. Unless you just want to Shavasana all day long. I don't know if you can do that, but anyway. So have a wonderful week, since it's Sunday now. And if I don't have any more crazy things happen, we'll see you next Saturday. Thanks, you guys. Hey, Ty.